Hello, my name is Stephen Tozer from Ray White Middle Park. What's happening in the Centenary Suburbs? Well, a bit of a reflection on 2014. The good news was on the 2nd of February, Tuesday the 2nd of February, the RBA decided to reduce interest rates for the first time for 18 months and reduced them by 25 basis points. The good news for home buyers and homeowners is it is tipped to potentially happen again before the end of the financial year. Across the Centenary Suburbs, 614 properties sold in 2014. That's just a couple down on 2013, so two good years back to back. But the year, even though it was probably the best year since the GFC, it was divided into four very distinct quarters. Quarter one, well, it was almost like boom time. Properties were selling at an over list price within a couple of days to a couple of weeks. And even those list prices were well above the traditional prices of previous years. It's quarter two, we got to budget time around Easter, things started to ease off a little bit. Prices weren't going down, but sales certainly quietened down. And right through into the winter months. Until quarter three, which started basically about the last week of July, where property sales started to pick up again, and it cleared out the stock that had been sitting throughout winter. Quarter four, still fairly consistent. Prices started to ease, and there was some consistent and steady sales right through up until Christmas. So by the time we got to the end of 2014, it had sort of pulled back a little bit of the growth that had happened at the beginning of the year, but still it's the best year since 2007. The suburb that sold the most properties this year was Jindalee. It sold 114 properties. That was just a tick up on the previous year. But the one that showed the most growth as far as property sales is concerned was Westlake, up 34% on 2013 and finished the year with around about 94 properties sold. And 8 of those were over the $1 million mark. So certainly some good sales happening in Westlake. The suburbs that had the highest growth was, as far as pricing is concerned, was Cinnamon Park. It had 11.3% growth last year and averaged across all the properties a median price of $570,000. On the other end of the scale, Middle Park, when all properties are taken into consideration, actually had a slight decline of 1.1% and had a median price of $490,000. The highest property that sold on the market last year was in Westlake. It sold for $1,750,000. That was 207 Westlake Drive, Westlake. It was a big 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom, 3-car garage on 1,623 square metres with a tennis court backing onto the Brisbane River. The other end of the spectrum, the cheapest property that sold across the Centenary Suburbs was a townhouse in Centenary Place at Unit 7, 250 Sumner Road in River Hills. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, single-car garage for $285,000. So certainly the Centenary Suburbs will cater for all types of buyers across all different price ranges. But the most interesting sale, probably most of us didn't hear about, was the sale of the Mount Omni Shopping Centre. The massive shopping centre there sold for $416,250,000 in October in 2014. Certainly a big property sale there. So the year ahead, well, all eyes are pointing towards Brisbane after Sydney's had such robust growth. The median price last year grew by $110,000 in the 12-month period, up to $844,000. It makes you feel for the poor old first home buyer trying to get into the market to buy his first home. Probably be looking at areas at the far extremes of the Blue Mountains, Newcastle or Wollongong, and even then sort of fairly significant numbers. On the other end of the scale, in contrast, you've got Brisbane. It rose to $474,000 for its median price. Had about a 4.6% growth across 2014. Great year, but certainly a lot less than Sydney. I mean, if you cast your mind back 10 to 15 years ago, similar sort of circumstances, massive growth that happened in Sydney, and it moved on to Brisbane. So I think a lot of home buyers will be keeping their fingers crossed that some good growth will happen through 2015. 2015 is looking good. Interest rates are on the side of home buyers and homeowners. Maybe it's a little bit more reductions there. A few extra dollars in everyone's pocket with the current petrol prices down, tipping down below $1 for the first time for many, many years. So 2015 looking very positive, a very solid year. My name's Stephen Tozer from Ray White Middle Park. I'll see you next month. Bye for now.